Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the University of North Carolina at Asheville and to the installation of Samuel Schuman as Chancellor of this unique learning community. It is my pleasure and my honor to preside over this day of campus and community-wide celebration. To give the invocation, I call upon Rabbi Jonathan Molino, Professor of Philosophy at Guilford College.
Let us evoke the spirit of our humanity. It is the spirit of skepticism and the spirit of prophecy. It is the spirit of a dancer's grace and the spirit of an athlete's strength. It is the spirit of yearning and the spirit of striving. It is the spirit that penetrates the depths of our psyche and the spirit that reaches to the limits of our universe. It is the spirit of myth and the spirit of mathematics. It is the spirit of wonder at a world not our own, and the spirit of indignation at injustice we have wrought. Most of all, it is the spirit of courage to grow and to change, to learn and to teach. The spirit of our humanity is the spirit of the university. In the words of the psalmist, Nagila v'nismecha bo, let us rejoice and be glad in it. Amen.
Please be seated. On this auspicious occasion, there are many friends and distinguished guests of the university who are in attendance. On behalf of our hosts, the students, the faculty, the staff, the administration, and the trustees of the University of North Carolina at Asheville, I wish to introduce some particularly important members of the audience. Honored guests, I ask that you rise as I identify you and ask you to remain standing until the introductions are complete. The chancellors and representatives from the 16 constituent campuses of the University of North Carolina. Please stand. The presidents, chancellors, and representatives of institutions of higher education throughout the United States. Please stand. Representatives of learned societies. Thank you very much. Many governing bodies which lend support and stature to the University of North Carolina at Asheville are represented here today. Will the members of the following groups stand and remain standing as I identify them? Members of the General Assembly of the State of North Carolina. Members of the Council of State of North Carolina. Members of the Asheville City Council and members of the Buncombe County Board of Commissioners. Thank you very much. Also with us are persons who play very important roles in the life of this university. I will ask them to stand and be recognized. Again, please stand until all are introduced. Members of the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina. Members of the Board of Trustees of the University of North Carolina at Asheville. Former chancellors of the University of North Carolina at Asheville. Members of the faculty and administration of the University of North Carolina at Asheville. Thank you very much. I am delighted at this time to introduce special friends of the university who will bring greetings to Chancellor Schumann. As shown in your program, Mr. Max Sally will offer greetings from the alumni. He will be followed by Kevin Frazier on behalf of the students, Alan Hantz for the faculty, Chairman O.E. Starnes, Jr. for the Board of Trustees, Travis Porter for the University of North Carolina Board of Governors, Eugene Ellison for the community, the Honorable Marie Colton for the people of North Carolina, and President William Rogers of Guilford College, where Chancellor Schumann served as Vice President. Mr. Salley.
Mr. President, honored guests, present today are representatives of the over 5,600 alumni of this great university. They're here to acknowledge the beginning of another chapter in its proud history, and also as a symbol of support for our new chancellor. From the time of his arrival, Dr. Schumann has been a supportive and enthusiastic addition to the campus. He has made the commitment to work for the betterment of UNCA. And as he has made this commitment, we, as alumni, pledge our continued support to him and to UNCA.
On behalf of the students of the University of North Carolina at Asheville, welcome to our campus. 23 years ago, yesterday, on April 23, 1969, the North Carolina State Senate enacted a long-awaited bill that made a small mountain college a member of the Consolidated University of North Carolina. It was charged with a mission to provide the liberal arts education of the highest quality. Its emphasis was to be on undergraduates, and it was to develop and employ the latest in cutting-edge teaching techniques. It was to be an innovator. It was to be the University of North Carolina at Asheville. Beginning in the 1960s, William Highsmith guided Asheville Biltmore College through its transformation from a 2-year junior college to a 4-year baccalaureate institution to a member of the prestigious University of North Carolina, all in less than 10 years. David Brown, in only 5 short years, brought national attention to a hidden gem, and outstanding leaders such as Arnold King and Roy Carroll nurtured this university during its times of need. Their individual perspectives mark unique periods of leadership in this university's history. Already in only a few short months, Samuel Schumann has begun to solidify the concept of UNCA as a public liberal arts institution, and thus a new period of UNCA's history begins. I feel privileged to have been the first student body president to work with Dr. Schumann. He is genuinely concerned about the welfare of the students and the quality of education that this university offers. I regret that as I graduate in a few short weeks, I will not be able to continue to experience firsthand this new period in UNCA's history. But I look forward, as an alumnus, to enjoy the benefits of singing the praises of my alma mater as it continues to flourish. Dr. Schumann, on behalf of the student body of the University of North Carolina at Asheville, we welcome you, and we challenge you to continue to lead this great institution as your predecessors, so that together we can, in the words of William Highsmith, continue to build in Asheville an institution that is recognized nationwide as a unique center of learning. Thank you.
Chancellor Schumann, thinking about an appropriate welcome for you on this occasion has led me to consider some matters of tradition at UNCA. We are indeed happy you're with us today because we sense from our observations that you share certain of our basic priorities. Good teaching is the foremost of these. Watching you engage your students in our Arts and Ideas course, for example, we saw clearly that you know both the rigors of the teaching profession and its rewards. We hear from students about your willingness to make time to talk with them and work with them, and we conclude from this that you are an educator who appreciates our tradition of close interaction with undergraduate students. Seeing you at meetings of the Faculty Senate and seeing you remain awake at these suggests an interest in the role of faculty as active participants in decision-making at UNCA, another of our long-standing traditions. I could continue this list of observations because we have seen a lot of you since your arrival, but suffice it to say that taken together, what we've seen of your work here suggests a certain goodness of fit, a particular match between what you find important and what we have defined as our mission as faculty at this unique institution. We hope that you perceive that match as well. We welcome you and your family to our academic community.
Mr. President and honored guests, as I gaze about this campus, I am truly amazed and again amazed at what's taken place in the last 31 years. Truly an amazing sight and a tribute to what's been going on at this university for these years. Nearly all of the trustees of University of North Carolina at Asheville are here today, and we show our support and great interest in this university and our new chancellor. They join me in giving a most hearty welcome to all of you who honor this university today with your presence. Through the exhaustive search procedure, and now after some 10 months of service with our chancellor, we are pleased with what we see. We compliment the Board of Governors of this university system in their sound judgment in selecting Dr. Shuman. We optimistically pledge our continuing service to this university. We perceive excellent and productive teaching and learning on this campus, and we trustees are proud to be a part of it. May good things continue to be produced here. I'm satisfied that with the fine student body, faculty, administration, staff, this beautiful campus, our esteemed chancellor, and your help, we cannot fail. Thank you.
President Spangler, Chancellor Shuman, members of the Platform Party, distinguished faculty, trustees, friends of the University of North Carolina at Asheville. It is my great privilege to represent the Board of Governors and to bring you their greetings on this exciting day. The University of North Carolina at Asheville has chosen to focus on undergraduate education in the liberal arts and has earned a strong reputation for excellence across our nation. The Board of Governors, in official action last month, voted unanimously to reclassify UNC Asheville to a liberal arts University 1. That makes this campus unique in North Carolina and one of only 3 in the United States. UNC Asheville is now recognized throughout North Carolina as a statewide resource. The Board of Governors took this action confident in the happy knowledge that Chancellor Shuman was already hard at work. The Board of Governors and the University of North Carolina at Asheville placed the future of this campus in the hands of Chancellor Samuel Shuman, secure in the knowledge that you, the friends in this audience, will make sure that Chancellor Shuman will always have the tools to carry out the victory for access and inclusion for our youth. For the journey toward academic opportunity for all this state to continue here and elsewhere, there must be a commitment to adequate funding. The concern of this audience for that principle must be translated into action so that each of you becomes an advocate for this campus and for all of public higher education. Chancellor Shuman and all of his colleagues in public higher education must have your support. The Board of Governors asked you by its own resolution to interpret the urgent capital needs of this campus and all campuses in our system to the people of North Carolina and to the General Assembly. You here today care very much, and you know what is necessary to the task, and thus by natural selection you are obliged to be advocates for this campus and the leadership of your new chancellor. I am sure that we can count on one of the ablest of leaders, the Speaker Pro Tem of the House of Representatives, from whom you will hear later. The Board of Governors, nor this campus, nor all our campuses, can succeed without the raised voices of our friends sending the message that there cannot be high national rankings and outstanding faculties without nourishing the body politic that makes and has made all that possible for these 200 years of public education in our state. Now it is our responsibility to carry the torch. Thank you.
President Spangler, Dr. Schumann, faculty, students, and all guests. It is an honor to bring greetings on behalf of the City of Asheville and the Asheville community. On behalf of Mayor Ken Michael Love and all the members of Asheville City Council and the some 70,000 residents here in the City of Asheville, we welcome you to this great occasion in the history of Asheville and its neighbor UNCA. We are proud of UNCA and the role it plays in our community. Many of our professionals in the workplace have a direct UNCA connection. We know the future is bright for this great institution, not because of any crystal ball, but because of the quality of leadership that exists on this campus. I have met many students on and off campus and have always been impressed with the quality of the students here. We look forward to UNCA to continue being one of the top institutions in America and to continue attracting top quality students to the Asheville area. Asheville will always be a friend and supporter of this university. We welcome the new chancellor with open arms and tireless hours of community support from all sectors. We need each other because we're a team. Together we provide UNCA students with an opportunity not only for learning in the books, but an experience in mountain living which is unmatched anywhere throughout the world. Dr. Schumann, you have inherited a university that ranks with the best. And with your leadership, UNCA will not only continue this tradition, but create new ones for the students, faculty, and the Asheville community. We wish you and the UNCA family good luck, and we thank you for this privilege of sharing in these great moments in the history of this university. Thank you.
Chancellor Schumann and distinguished guests, it is a happy privilege I have today to be the bearer of greetings from the people of North Carolina on this auspicious occasion. In my role as a state representative, I feel the heartbeat of our great state. One reason the heartbeat is strong is because of our university system. From the great public universities and the splendid private colleges and universities comes the leadership that emerges generation after generation. New technologies require citizens who can respond innovatively to new challenges. The goal of a good liberal arts school is to educate people to think analytically, to be flexible, and to confront challenge creatively. Clearly, UNCA has positioned itself in the finest traditions of a liberal arts university. Its excellence will help determine the destiny of our state. We all share in the benefits. We all feel pride in its accomplishments. Here at UNCA, and I'll ask you to look around as I say this, here at UNCA, we have a pearl of great value, a beautiful jewel in an unmatched setting. Dr. Schumann, you and we and the other people of North Carolina are proud custodians of this institution that is so remarkable. May its luster shine ever more brightly in the region and indeed in the nation.
Heaven doth with us as we with torches do, not light them for ourselves, for if our virtues did not go forth of us, 'twere all alike as if we had them not. It's from Shakespeare's Measure for Measure. And most of you may know Sam is a Shakespeare scholar. Light, indeed, is a metaphor for truth, and the firelight of a torch connotes the passionate quest of the seeker. What could be more fitting on this occasion than to celebrate the commitment of those whose intense passion and restless mind bring them into this liberal arts community in search for truth, and to celebrate a person, Sam Schuman, who gives so generously the virtue of his passion and mind to support the students and the programs of this university. Sam Schuman, my friend, we are proud of you. We wish you every success in your high calling to the leadership of this institution, and we are proud of the partnership that UNC Asheville has gained among the first rank of Carnegie Liberal Arts I colleges across the nation. From your sister colleges and universities, we hail you both individually and institutionally. We give thanks that your virtue does go forth like the torch, Sam, and we pray that the students you serve may also be ignited by that profound light, not for themselves, but for a world still too dark.
Thank all of you for those splendid greetings. Our brass quintet will now perform a special piece by Giovanni Gabrieli, renowned organist of St. Mark's in Venice and a leading composer of Renaissance secular and sacred music. This meshing with Chancellor Schumann's long-held interest in the Renaissance is no coincidence, for his daughter Leah was kind enough to help select the music for today's ceremony. Leah is in Russia at this moment pursuing her own musical career and cannot be with us. But how fitting that she has so added to our enjoyment today. Thank you for that excellent performance. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my duty and my privilege to install Samuel Schuman as Chancellor of the University of North Carolina at Asheville. The University of North Carolina, a leader in public higher education nationwide, has 16 chancellors and 16 campuses, distinguished by their diverse educational missions and by their rich and varied histories. The University of North Carolina at Asheville recently received special recognition as North Carolina's public liberal arts institution, a significant distinction because of its focus on undergraduate education, of its human-sized scale, of its excellent faculty who consider teaching their top priority, of a student body characterized by high motivation and high promise, because of a curriculum for all students which focuses on the development of critical and analytical thinking and helps students become their own best and lifelong teachers, and because of its continuing commitment to provide the citizens of this region and of the state with a faculty and staff dedicated to higher education and to public service. In Samuel Schuman, UNCA has a leader whose belief in the value of a liberal arts education dovetails perfectly with the institution's long-held mission. He is a man who decided at a young age to make education his life's work, a scholar of English Renaissance drama who has written and lectured extensively in his field, an able administrator who has served as Vice President for Academic Affairs and Acting President of Guilford College, and who is currently President of the National Collegiate Honors Council. He is a person whose deep commitment to education and service extends far beyond this campus boundaries and his chancellor responsibilities, thereby enriching the whole community. With Samuel Schuman as chancellor and with the support of the University of North Carolina and the people of North Carolina, this outstanding public liberal arts university will continue to be a valuable asset to the people of this city, this region, and of our nation. Before the oath of office is administered, I want all of us to meet the new chancellor's family, and I will ask them to stand. His wife, Nancy, his son, Daniel, his father, Mr. Stanton Schuman, his mother-in-law, Mrs. James Game, his two brothers, David and Joseph Schuman. Have I missed anyone? We thank you very much. Samuel Schuman, will you please step forward? I now ask the Honorable Henry Fry, Justice of the North Carolina Supreme Court, to administer the oath of office.
May I say that it is an honor for me to return again to the University of North Carolina at Asheville for another installation ceremony. I had the privilege of being here for the installation of your past chancellor, and I see that he's here today. He didn't stay too long, but he's back again, and we appreciate that. And Dr. Schuman, on behalf of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of North Carolina, the Associate Justices, and all of the members of the Court of Justice of North Carolina, we bring you greetings and wish you well as you continue your term as Chancellor of this university. And now if you will place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and when I have completed, if you ascribe to the oath, you will say, "I do." Do you, Samuel Schuman, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, and do you solemnly and sincerely swear that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, and in entering upon the responsibilities of the office of Chancellor of the University of North Carolina at Asheville, do you undertake to fulfill its duties to the best of your abilities and without fear or favor, to cherish and encourage sound scholarship and the search for truth, and to dedicate all the powers of the University of North Carolina at Asheville to the intellectual, moral, and physical training of youth, and to the development of a moral and enlightened citizenship? Do you further promise to dedicate this university to impartial and sympathetic service to all the people of North Carolina? Further, do you swear you will well and truly execute the duties of the office of Chancellor of the University of North Carolina at Asheville to the best of your skill and ability, according to law, so help you God?
I do.
The Chancellor's Medallion is worn by the Chancellor of the University at commencement and at other academic occasions. It is a symbol of a commitment to the highest ideals in the search for truth, scholarly teaching and research, and service to the community. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chancellor of the University of North Carolina at Asheville.
Soft you, a word or two before you go. So begins the great final speech filled with pathos and nobility of one of Shakespeare's most memorable tragic heroes. Like Othello, but in a so much more mundane vein, I need a word or two before you go. Like Othello, I hope that when it comes time for my exit, I can say that, quote, I've done the state some service, unquote. Unlike Shakespeare's majestic Moor, I do not intend to end my comments today by seizing a dagger and plunging it into my own breast. As you can perhaps well imagine, this is a very odd occasion for me. It feels rather like a marriage ceremony in which one is wedded to an institution, not a wife. It's going to heighten the oddness of the moment for me to preface my formal remarks with a funny little story. The humorous story involves the chancellorial search process, not a topic which immediately suggests comedy, at least not to most well-balanced people. After the customary flirtation by mail and phone, I visited UNCA for an interview late in the winter of 1991. I was nervous about the meeting, of course, so I sent my best suit to the cleaners, and before I came to Asheville, carefully unwrapped it and looked for any defects before driving over. Snappy costume and some snappy answers in tow, Nancy and I threw on blue jean cutoffs and T-shirts and drove over from Greensboro to spend the night with my mother-in-law. As you may have guessed by now, bright and early the next morning, your future chancellor bounded out of bed, took a 3-mile run, cleaned up, and discovered he had failed to repack the pants of the suit. Only a hasty trip to a local clothier saved me from meeting the search committee in suit, coat, shirt, tie, dress shoes, and shorts. The point of this story is that chancellors, at least this chancellor, are regular people who occasionally do very stupid things. Our needs and our knees are just like everyone else's. Let's not any of us forget that point. Let's get started now. Pontifications. Pontificate. This fine old word has two distinct meanings, both of which are appropriate today. In its more common denotation, it's pejorative. It means to speak simple-minded things in a way which is self-important and pompous. Who does he think he is, standing up there pontificating all afternoon? Certainly we all expect pontificating of this sort on these ceremonial occasions, would perhaps be a bit disappointed by its absence. I usually live up to such expectations and will try not to disappoint today. The second, less frequent meaning comes from the same root word as the name pontiff, for pope. It means a builder of bridges. For the Pope, the bridges are between the church and God and the faithful. I am, in at least two ways, ludicrously unqualified for the papacy. But I want to pontificate a bit that way too today. There are two sorts of bridge buildings to discuss. The bridges of the job into which I'm being installed. Sounds kind of like a job for a plumber, doesn't it? Then there are the more important bridges inherent in the work all of us do as teachers and learners in a liberal arts university. I am in love with this job. Let me tell you a bit about it. In many ways, the job of a university chancellor or a college president is a matter of building bridges by telling stories. Our precious UNCA is sustained by the work, support, and friendship of so many constituencies, an effective and knowledgeable Western North Carolina legislative delegation, the richly diverse people of this state, region, and city who have made UNCA their liberal arts university, an effective general administration, and a thoughtful board of governors, an engaged and supportive board of trustees, caring and helpful alumni, a foundation board generous in both time and fiscal commitment, parents who invest in us the enormous trust of educating their daughters and sons, a hardworking, efficient staff and administration, and of course the two constituencies which are at the heart of our enterprise, who give our work meaning and reason, students and faculty. Our students are bright, ambitious, curious, multi-talented, dedicated, energetic, charming. Athletes, single parents, honors recipients, researchers, partisans, they are both our customers and our product. We are devoted to them. UNCA's teachers match the gifts and dedication of their students. They bring to an often misunderstood vocation their intellects and their hearts. Like all extraordinary teaching faculties, they mix the quirky and the wise. They instruct with intimidating rigor and touching care. We who earn our living supporting these remarkable women and men are lucky, even blessed in the association. UNCA's chancellor builds and polishes the complex web of linkages which knit together all these centers or hubs of institutional commitment. My assignment is to strengthen and protect the bridges between students and staff, for example, or faculty and foundation, to stimulate and nourish productive communication on campus and between campus and community. When I do my job well, a civic club where I am a guest speaker will come to share some of the sense of excitement of a first-year humanities class, say, or members of one of our boards will develop a renewed appreciation for the trials and rewards of being a college professor, or students and faculty will grow in understanding of the warm community support which enfolds this campus. This is a delightful assignment. Our constituents are so varied, young and old, near and far, Christian, Jew, Muslim and agnostic, black and white, Native Americans, and immigrants with American ties as old as the Mayflower and as recent as yesterday's headlines, rich and poor, parents and children and grandparents. The challenging variety of reaching all these members of our UNCA family and helping them to reach each other is a vocation of unmitigated freshness. The job is engaging and surprisingly filled with gratification. I try to tell each group in appropriate and happy language the real story of UNCA, who we are, why we are, where we came from, where we are going. This is a task which sometimes requires diplomacy and balance, but mostly it involves just telling the truth. That truth is that UNCA is a place of such splendid promise that its unadorned story, even when told haltingly, is, if truly told, shining and persuasive. So that's the first part, pontificating by building bridges which link all the components of our university, nearby and far-flung, forging those connections by telling our unique and admirable story. And that story, here's a surprise, is about another kind of pontificating, building bridges. We are a liberal arts university, and that means more than anything else that our essential mission is connecting things. Liberal education does not derive its name from the political impulses of its practitioners. Rather, our kind of liberal comes from the same language root as liberate. A liberal education is liberty. The liberal arts help make us free. How? Let me exploit an image coined by John Henry Cardinal Newman, who took a job not unlike mine at the end of the last century and who thought more deeply and more clearly about what he was doing than any other president, rector, or chancellor before or since. Confusion, Cardinal Newman suggests, if we come to a strange city and plunge at once into one of its specific neighborhoods, a bustling marketplace or a quiet residential block, say, we're disoriented. We have no frame of reference within which to place ourselves. This is an experience not uncommon to university chancellors, by the way. All too often, we arrive at some exotic locale in the middle of the night, awake the next day in a hotel or motel room, throw open the curtains, and have absolutely no idea of what we are looking at. Where does that expressway go? Are those trees a park or the front yard of a corporate office? Where's downtown? Where's the university? Where was the airport? Which way is east? By the way, the word orientation means finding out which way is east. Such, Cardinal Newman suggests, is the fate of the mind which has not acquired in school or elsewhere in life liberal learning. Now think instead that when we first arrive in our imaginary city, we climb some overlooking ridge and see the entire metropolis laid out before us. A map is an acceptable but less desirable substitute. Suddenly, the shape of the whole of the city is in sight. We can see and examine each of its parts. And even more enlightening, we can see how they are all connected to each other. I see. That's the road from the airport, and after it goes by the university and a park, it winds up downtown. There, past that residential neighborhood, is a mall and an industrial district. By acquiring an overview, a sense of the number, nature, and relationship of the parts, each of those parts can be comprehended in relationship to the complete city. If this is true of an actual earthly city built of concrete and brick, blacktop and lumber and landscape, how much truer of the more complex, more difficult city of human knowledge and understanding. How confusing mathematics or literature, physics or metaphysics, if we just plunge in with no sense of relationships. And how illuminating to realize that literature and math, for example, are both disciplines which ask the interpretation, analysis, and understanding of complex but self-justifying symbol systems. We can understand poetry and calculus so much better when we grasp the ways they are alike and different. And then we might move on to examine how literature is like and unlike history. History, in turn, is linked to sociology and anthropology, those social sciences to economics, which is reconnected to math again, and on and on and on. Liberal education, by surveying the breadth of human learning, as well as exploring specific fields of knowledge in depth, opens up before us in ever clearer detail and perspective the plan of the whole. And as that plan becomes clearer, be it of city or of knowledge, wonderfully, we become free to move around and explore on our own. We are empowered to visit new neighborhoods or new disciplines, at least moderately secure in our growing sense of where they fit within the master plan. To be liberal, liberating, learning must seek to show us the pattern of connections between the things we study. The clearer our grasp of that intellectual topography, the more our minds are free. This is what we mean when we describe ourselves as a liberal arts university, that we pontificate, that we build bridges, that we discover more and more of that pattern which undergirds and unifies all knowledge. The bridges we try to build at a fine liberal arts school like UNCA turn knowledge into wisdom. This isn't a large mission, it's just everything. There's so much more I would like to speak. I wish so much I had more glorious words and more stirring sentences to convey what I want to say. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention, to quote Shakespeare one more and one last time. There are so many people to thank. My dear family, my good friends, my valued colleagues. And there is so much history to recall, so many plans for discussion and debate. But my weak rhetorical powers and your much stronger patience have surely both been tried to the limit. Let me conclude not with a ringing conclusion, but with a homely little observation as I began. I want, of course, to do well here, at an institution which is doing well, to thrive and prosper at a thriving UNCA. But much, much more, I want to do good here, at a school which is doing so much good for so many people. My chancellorial aspirations are, despite the pomp and pageantry of this day, more monastic than imperial. I wish to work long and hard and honestly to help those who do the real business of this university, teaching and learning. This, I think, is a modest but a virtuous assignment. I've noticed recently a new phenomenon during my all too frequent travels. When I drive or fly away from UNCA, from Asheville, from our mountains, I find myself sad and wistful. And when a few hours or days later, I first see the hills, then the gentle rolling peaks of this place again, then I'm excited and happy. What I've noticed, of course, is that I'm coming home. My hope, and I hope it is your hope also, my prayer, and I pray it is your prayer too, is just this, that in the several possible meanings of the phrase, I'm coming home for good. Thank you.
Chancellor Schumann, that was a marvelous address. I sense in Chancellor Schumann the warmth of a great professor and the strength of a great administrator. Naturally, I wish you much success. That success can come only with the strong support and assistance of the distinguished faculty that's seated in front of me, and I commend you to the task of making our students as they should be. I'd be remiss if I didn't comment about the beauty of this place today and our gratefulness for the beautiful weather. I look out and I can see the bluish-colored mountains out there and the beautiful flags flying, the flowering trees, the green grass, a beautiful part of North Carolina, and we're all grateful. All of you are cordially invited to join the Chancellor and his family and the UNCA community for a reception at the rear of the quadrangle following the recessional. I now call on Rabbi Molino to give the benediction. Rabbi Molino.
Baruchim atem bevoachem. We have been blessed today in our coming hither, blessed in our anticipation and in our excitement, blessed in our friendships new and renewed, blessed in our hopes fulfilled and affirmed, blessed in our honoring and in our being honored, blessed most of all in our celebration of the human spirit. Baruchim atem bevoachem, baruchim atem b'tzeitchem. As we have been blessed in coming hither, so may we be blessed in our going forth. Amen.
Thank you.